I'm Chris Harding. I'm the Open Group staff member supporting our work on SOA and semantic interoperability and, of course, cloud computing. Well, the Cloud Computing Workgroup is really promoting interoperability in cloud computing to enable cloud to be used in a secure way in enterprise architectures so that enterprises can gain the benefit of cloud without losing the benefits of a well-architected system based on open standards. The main thing that the Cloud Workgroup has done to date is to produce the book Cloud Computing for Business, the Open Group Guide, which we published last year and which was based on the early work of our projects in the Cloud Computing Workgroup. And we've recently, in fact, produced a follow-up which is specifically aimed at giving guidance to small and medium-sized businesses wanting to use cloud computing. And that was published as an Open Group Guide earlier this year. The main thing, there's been a transition in our work really since the earlier days when we were looking at the business reasons why you might use cloud computing. We're now much more heavily focused on how you use cloud computing in an architectural sense, how you use cloud in your enterprise architecture. So we have a project, Cloud Computing Reference Architecture. We have a project, Cloud Interaction Ecosystem Language, on how you describe the cloud in business architectural terms. We have a project on cloud security. We've published, in fact, our first cloud standard, which is on the use of service orientation at the infrastructure level in cloud computing. And we're working on a guide to cloud portability and interoperability. So our focus very much now, having looked in depth at the business considerations for using cloud, our focus going forward is very much on how you actually apply cloud in your enterprise architecture. One of the things we did in connection with our focus in the earlier days on the business consideration for using cloud computing, we actually conducted a survey not only of Open Group membership but of other companies based on the reasons why you would use cloud, what are the issues you might have in your enterprise with using cloud, and perhaps the most significant thing, how would you look at establishing the return on investment that you gain from cloud computing. And in fact, we are repeating that survey this year, and we'll gain an added dimension of information from being able to see how people have moved on over the past 12 months in their thinking about cloud computing. Well, as with SOA, please drop me an email if you want to get involved in the work of the Cloud Workgroup. Yes, please register online using the self-registration facilities that we now have in Plato. Subscribe to the Cloud WG list. Take a look at the materials on the web, but if you need help in getting started in the Cloud Workgroup, then send mail to myself, Chris Harding, c.harding@opengroup.org, or I'm sure that one of the member co-chairs of the Cloud Workgroup, Mark Skilton of Capgemini or TJ Verdi of the Boeing company, will be delighted to help you get started also.